Hello, Tim from Fair Play Now on the 9th of July 2022, and the civil unrest around the world continues. Things are gathering pace in the Netherlands, and they're being joined by other events of the same sort of nature in Italy, Poland, and even in places like Sri Lanka, where they're really going for it. I've seen footage of absolutely massive crowds there, and I've seen as yet unconfirmed reports of their president getting onto a naval vessel and departing the country. And I've actually seen footage of the sort of people, the demonstrators, actually in the president's house. Again, I'm not sure if that footage is 100% correct right now, but that is what the footage I've seen seems to suggest. I imagine that people actually in their president's house, incredible. And I think it's starting to show now that people are at breaking point because of all of the lurgy lies and the rising costs of living, the attacks on farming, food production, and all of that kind of thing. And it just shows that people aren't willing to take these kind of things lying down. And I think really as we go forward, the narrative is just going to keep crumbling. I saw a very interesting article that I read just now, which raises the very interesting point of why are the big V mandates disappearing, even though supposedly the lurgy cases are on the rise right now. And that's what the narrative are trying to sell us anyway. And the Australian government have, as we know, as I talked about the other day, have dropped their kind of big V mandate for entry into Australia and sort of travel out of Australia as well, I think. So why is it happening? And this article conjectured that it's starting to become common knowledge, it's starting to emerge, starting to escape, despite the powers that shouldn't be, best efforts, that I'm going to sort of be a bit hesitant here and word this carefully. Natural, I'm going to call it protection. The actual word for it starts with IMM. I'm sure you can guess what that is, but I'm just going to call it protection. Natural protection is way more effective than protection given to you by, or supposedly given to you by, a certain treatment. And that is starting to be admitted by sort of not just people on our side, but by more mainstream sources as well. Kind of what we've known all along, isn't it? But this is starting to emerge. And yeah, I just wonder how things are going to progress from here. I think once people begin realising that they've been sold a lie on such a huge scale, that they couldn't rely on their own natural protection, they had to have a certain treatment at the risk of losing their jobs, their livelihoods, their businesses, and their freedoms if they didn't comply. And I think once all of this becomes real public knowledge out there, the discontent is just going to carry on growing. Anyway, with those few words, I'm going to leave it. I've come out to the car here, as it's a very good recording studio, but it's a boiling hot day and I've got to have all the windows shut and obviously the engine off, so no aircon. So it's getting pretty warm in here, so just going to keep this a short one. Back tomorrow. Tim from Fair Play Now. Thanks for watching.